All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez. Hoping you guys had an amazing, fun-filled, safe weekend. Hope you hugged your loved ones tight, got to know your neighbors a little bit more. And yeah, we'll be all right, ready to watch, the best wrestling podcast in the whole entire sports entertainment. No, I'm just kidding. No, I try my best. I try my best, Mike. Try my best. All right. So, once again, thank you for tuning into the show. We have a great show for you today on tap. Today we have our WWE Smackdown review. We're also going to talk about Monday Night Raw preview. We're going to get into some GCW, letting go of Zia Fatu, and what it means for his future with the WWE. We're also going to talk about will WWE cut Nia Jax's title run short? Um, you know, Past WWE, it feels like, it all kind of points to the contrary and it's going to happen. It's kind of inevitable. But I don't know. I kind of don't want them to. I think Nia Jax is, she deserves the spotlight finally after kind of being on the roster, kind of floating around, being obviously the biggest, the toughest, the strongest one inside the women's locker room, and not really getting to this, not really deserving, any, she never really gets the strap put on her. You know what I mean? She doesn't get the title. She doesn't get the gold. More or less, Nia Jax is just kind of there to show that she's dominant one week, and then another week she's she can't win a match, and it's just based on that reputation, I feel like it's kind of in the future that Nia Jax's second title run is not going to last long. And our fifth and final segment, you guys know the show Hot Ones, when on YouTube where the guy was, where I think it's Sean Evans, I think his name is. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Where he interviews stars, while they're tasting these super, really like out of this world ghost pepper hot sauce on wings. And, he basically interviews them. So, he's trying to get The Rock on board. The Rock is like right there, but he had a little request, for him to be on there. This is something that Hot Ones is going to have to do. We're going to share that in our fifth segment, so make sure you do not go anywhere. But before we get on into the fun, I want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit up that super chat. Whether if you got a burning question or a hot take in terms of professional wrestling, or just something you're dying to get off your chest here at the GSMC Sports Network, we are all ears 1,010%. So don't be shy. Make sure you drop those thoughts, those opinions inside that chat box. And if you really want to make sure your comment or question gets read on air and noticed, why not use that super chat? It's a dollar sign below the chat box. Just go ahead and hit it, send it in, and your message is guaranteed to be featured on the show. Plus, it's a great way to support the GSMC Sports Network. Your super chats help us keep the lights on all these amazing podcasts that we have here on the network. And so we can keep bringing you guys even more awesome sports content that you guys love so dang much. We are absolutely super grateful for each and every one of you guys who tune in daily to the GSMC Sports Network. Your support makes all the difference. So let's keep this podcast fun. Let's keep the party going. Send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. And together we will make sure this podcast is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. And once again, if the super chat is not your thing, you set up the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Should be your comments, questions, and concerns. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Make sure you super band punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the show, follow the network. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, we do love it out of peace, love, and positivity 1,010%. But criticism's okay as well. Feedback is a gift. So don't be shy. Drop your thoughts inside that chat box, and it can make the podcast more engaging, interactive, and just all around fun. All right, so we're going to jump on into our first segment. We're going to talk about WWE Smackdown. All in all, I thought it was a good episode. Give it like a 4.5 out of 5. This time around on SmackDown, you didn't get the theme song, which I was kind of shocked because I thought that was going to grow into like like an ongoing every Friday SmackDown, you're gonna get the theme song. And I gotta love at the end, the end credits where it says executive producers. Makes me feel like I'm watching an episode of Seinfeld or something like that. But no, I'm just kidding. No, but like I don't know, it's new. I don't think WWE's ever really kind of they've ever done that. So obviously going into this Netflix and USA Network and streaming services alive, like I think it's kind of cool. It's something new, it's something innovative, it's something different, and I can imagine that it's going to bring WWE more success than what people think. Because I don't know, then they never really have like an end credit scene, you know what I mean? That's never really actually happened. Usually you get that Raw or that SmackDown thing in like the bottom left-hand corner, of the show, meaning showing that okay, we're gonna go off air. And I don't know, just the whole, the names on the page, I think it's kind of funny. It's kind of cool. First match, we have the WWE United States Championship match between LA Knight and Andrade. I thought it was great, great wrestling mixed with a lot of near falls and an absolute clean win. I was happy to see Carmelo Hayes didn't really, interfere. Of course, after the match, then he kind of got his 2 cents in, kind of forcing a best of seven series. I guess we're going for finding out if Carmelo Hayes is the next challenger for the LA Knights United States Championship. Is he him? Can he truly prove that he could, fight for a title on the WWE main roster? He was great on NXT, 1,010%, but it's kind of been a cliche. It's kind of been, the going, what is it, the status quo that a lot of main card NXT superstars that make it to the WWE, the main roster on SmackDown and Raw, never really have like long title reigns. You know what I mean? Like as opposed to like Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, obviously the members of the Shield, but like names like Keith Lee, Aleister Black, Andrade, the first time, getting promoted to Raw or SmackDown never really kind of looks good. It never really comes in fruition. The success that they had in NXT never really comes on Raw or SmackDown. So to be kind of, by what WWE has done with Hayes so far, I think it's great. He's not a bad guy, but then again, he's not a good guy. He's young. He's very talented. He's definitely the future of WWE. Taking baby steps is kind of the regime under the Triple H Paul Levesque era, as opposed to the Vince McMahon era, where you just kind of toss him in there, throw him in there, and basically like a sink or swim mentality. When in fact you can actually hurt the superstar's credibility if he gets success too late or success too early. Sometimes they peak and then sometimes they kind of disappear off TV for a little bit or off on SmackDown or Raw. So the way they're handling this, I feel like I feel like they're doing pretty well. But you saw the LA Knight retain his title, so he's going to be representing the title. I hope that he has a match at Bad Blood. I doubt it, but I don't know, kind of crazy. You know, um, Moving on, we have Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. The cinematic, one-on-one confrontation at Georgia Tech. I I thought it was kind of cool. I found out it was directed by Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman should definitely be a part of the WWE creative team more often than less often. It seems like he really knows how to get a rise out of what the WWE universe tune in every Friday, Monday night, and on PLEs. It was electrifying. It was cool. Kind of had this I don't know why I kind of thought this. I'm a little dork when it comes to like directors in the movie film business. Kind of reminds me of like a Martin Scorsese. I felt like when he got in his way, kind of reminded me of like I don't know if any of you guys watched The Departed with Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg and who's the bad guy? Bourne, Matt Damon, Jason Bourne. No, and then I don't know, just added a little bit of you know, these guys can't trust each other. They're forced to tag team against basically the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You know what I mean? Like he's teaming up with Roman Reigns. I think this is the last you're going to see Cody Rhodes have anything to do with the bloodline, which is kind of exactly the way it should be. I want to see Cody Rhodes feud with like, someone outside of Roman Reigns. Let Roman Reigns kind of take care of his business within the bloodline, the Civil War. You're going to get everybody included, maybe Zila Fatu, maybe Hikuleo, maybe Lance Anoa'i, maybe perhaps The Rock. There's a lot of options out there that they can go down this road to fully and sincerely kind of build up this Civil War that a lot of fans are really banking on it to be great. Like, in my opinion, I'm really hoping that it starts out great. I'm hoping that it lasts a pretty long time. You had this bloodline storyline with Jimmy and Jay and Roman and everybody thought, even myself, I thought it was going to end probably within a year and a half tops. But the way that I feel like WWE creative right now is kind of committing to their storylines. That's a huge reason why they're locking down superstars before their contracts are up, is because they kind of give people the idea of like, what could you expect from the future of WWE? as opposed to like what they used to do when they used to wait for the contracts to kind of disband, to kind of to kind of end, and then at the last minute you're kind of biting and scratching, and you're like, okay, we have to negotiate with this superstar, but they're in this storyline right now, but their potential to be champion is way better than this superstar's chance to be champion as well. So the way that they're handling this bloodline storyline, it's going to be the bank. It's going to be bank. Essentially, I don't want to put too much pressure on the storyline, but when WWE Raw goes to Netflix, most likely you're probably going to see Roman Reigns and The Rock kind of carry on after WrestleMania 41. Well, at least that's what's been reported. WWE initially told Netflix that they could have Roman Reigns and The Rock, but instead now they get No, instead they get John Cena, maybe perhaps Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre, which isn't, it's not a bad. I'm not throwing shade at those people or those amazing wrestlers. It's just the fact that I don't know. It's just if you're Netflix, I'd be kind of ticked off. You know what I mean? But I can understand a level with WWE creative. Be like, you know what? We kind of have this train moving, this freight train. Kind of, we can't really afford having it to derail at this moment. We want to finish what we're starting with this whole the bloodline, and as soon as that's done, someone's going to have to challenge Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. I think it's going to be Roman Reigns. I think, it's kind of ironic. It's kind of, poetic justice that the guy we were cheering for last year, to lose, Roman Reigns, is now going to be put in a position where fans are going to adore him. Some fans want to see the original tribal chief defeat Cody Rhodes. And so I think that would be the best for WWE. At least that's what I would do. All right, wrapping up, we're losing time on this segment. I thought it was pretty crazy, very cinematic. Roman Reigns saying, "What have you done for my city?" And they said they took my wise man, they took Jimmy, and then Cody Rhodes confronted Roman Reigns face to face and said, "Look, you have nobody. This is the first time in your career, no Shield. You know, I'm sorry to mention this, but no Vince McMahon forcing you down the WWE Universe's throat. No more bloodline. This is the first time in Roman Reigns' career where he literally kind of has to start from scratch. He has to start from the bottom of the totem pole, climb up that ladder, kind of endure a lot of things that he never really had to because he was always put on this pedestal. And he was, not saying that he got, favoritism or anything like that because WWE does run through Roman Reigns because he's, the top superstar right off the bat. So I don't know, it's kind of crazy the way they did that. Kevin Owens backstage seems conflicted. Apollo Crews once again spoils Giovanni Vinci's second debut. I'm wondering what they're doing with Vinci at this point. I can't really put my finger on it. Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton lose against Bayley and Naomi, both of them pinned. Now they're a one-on-one match next week this week technically on SmackDown to find out who challenges Nia Jax. Kevin Owens has to team up with the Street Profits because DIY is taken out by the Bloodline. The Bloodline, Montez Ford. I got to be honest, and I'll be very brief on this. Montez Ford is on a whole nother level, guys. Like this guy, he, if they're, if WWE wants to break up somebody to give them like a singles run, they're right now they're probably thinking Xavier Woods of the New Day. Instead keep the New Day together and find something between these Street Profits because Montez Ford, he looks like a champion. He looks like he can definitely be a part of the singles, roster. Definitely look like he could be a WWE champion. Even me saying that, he can even be United States champion. And I'm not trying to throw a shot at whoever held the WWE United States Championship, but I think that would be kind of I think that'd be kind of a downer for him if he, if he ever made it to singles competition, and if they just, okay, here's the United States Championship, there you go. He's WWE Championship material, 1,010%. Montez Ford is definitely kind of the future of WWE. Having him right now with Dawkins, which they're great. They're a great tag team. Once again, you don't really have to pit them against each other. Montez Ford could find a way to challenge for singles competition. Maybe Dawkins could find another tag team partner, or he can still continue to team with Montez Ford, even if he has a singles championship. And I know that might give a lot of people like AEW kind of feel, vibes to it. But I don't know, he's a really special superstar, and I would, anything short of him being a WWE champion in the future is it's kind of a letdown. You know what I mean? All right, next. Then you saw DIY come back after, the match ended kind of weirdly. They disqualified after, throwing them into the staircase. I thought, usually they don't do that. Corey Graves was like, "Oh, I would have done the same thing if I was the referee because this is gonna get crazy. I don't want any part of it." It was kind of, KO having that chair shot tease at the end. Exactly. And once again, at the end, I love the executive producer Seinfeld ending where you saw the text at the bottom of the screen. I thought that was kind of fun. You know what I mean? All right, guys, moving on. We have our WWE Monday Night Raw preview. It's on right now. I can't wait to watch it. I got it recorded. I have not checked a single shred of social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. Obviously, if you have something to talk about inside the chat for Monday Night Raw, obviously spoilers, it's okay. If it's cool to kind of dive into, I'm all for it. So, grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and don't go anywhere.